Okay, we're here once again with another Jaded review. This time to look at Akira, the classic 1988 film. I didn't just look at the Netflix information to tell you that, but it's a really old film. If you look at that, some of you probably weren't even born. I was, though, and that's why we're talking about being jaded and old and giving you these reviews. So the question is, do you want to watch this? I think you need some sort of empathy and kind of experience of the world to really appreciate it for what it is. Now, as a young person, when I watched this, I was about maybe 16, 17 when I first watched this movie. It was one of the first releases under Manga Entertainment in the UK. And it was really long, I have to say, really long, really tough to sit through. I still watched it. I was still quite interested to see what was going on. But to be fair, I think I only got half of the movie because some of the striking things, of course, were the conflict between Akira and Canada. And of course, one of the funny things, of course, being a young one, is that a young one, is that when you see Canada, you kind of think of him as Akira when you look at the posters. But Akira's got nothing to do with Tetsuo or Canada. Anyway, point was, it was very long, very hard to watch through it, and I think I only got half of it, and I only got really excited by certain events involving lots of super psychic and ESP related powers. So watching this again, I won't say how many more years later, but it's been a long time and I'm now a lot older. Watching the movie again, you get to appreciate it for 3 points. First of all, the art. There is an incredible amount of work in this animated feature. You might not like the style, you might think the paint's a bit drab, but the animation, I'm not going to actually, you know what, I'm going to go back a bit, because these particular scenes are what makes the film ridiculously famous. And you know, once you've seen a lot of science fiction and so on, you get to kind of recognize these iconic kind of scenes. You've all seen Neo Tokyo. I'm trying to find the thing, where is it? But I mean, this is nonsense. I mean, it's amazing. It's what Neo Tokyo is all about. It's what Blade Runner is all about. It's all about the neon skyscrapers and the dystopian future and everything. I don't want Netflix to get on my case, but of course it is available on Netflix. Where is the damn thing? It might be a bit here. No, okay, we're going to get that famously. No, I'm not showing you what happens there. There we go. Where is it? Sorry. Anyway, the whole point is it's amazing. The animation is amazing. There's a whole load of work in this. It's nonsense. You just don't have that amount put into anime today, or animated films today. It's crazy, right? Now, so animation, first of all, is the first point. Second point is the actual storyline and how it relates to life. To not give away too many spoilers, one of the main themes in this is power and responsibility. And some powers, a great man once said, with great power comes great responsibility. This could not be further from the truth. Some things you're not really meant to be reaching for, and probably reaching for too much power ends up with a lot of corruption and bad things and all things. You've seen these kind of themes in anime before. But what makes Akira special is that it, obviously it's got the ESP factor. So, man, here we go. You've got the storyline of Tetsuo and Kaneda as young childhood friends, and how they grew up. And if you've ever been a sidekick or a third wheel or just the wingman, you now will understand more Tetsuo the character, and you understand how he feels about trying to be number one. And it just kind of just went straight over my head as a young man. But now as an older man, you're like, well, obviously, but this is kind of too late. But as I said, you can relate to that a lot. And even if you're the cool guy, you can kind of maybe relate to that and maybe realize what your friends or friend or best buddy or whatever wingman is going through. The second thing, of course, is politics and science, and how, of course, we want to find out how to be amazingly developed and evolve and be powerful and do things for your country and etc. And it's not really surprising what happens. Trying not to give away too many spoilers, but really, you've got the rebels, you've got scientists, you've got governments, you've got the army, you've got who wants to do what, and it all becomes a big mess, and it's all really relatable if you. But I think it's probably, if you haven't like watched a lot of or know a lot, not you don't really need to know a lot of history or anything like that, but you need to have watched more than the usual TV or anime where people just beat each other up. You need to know more about just relationships, and I think because you can still enjoy Akira without that level of intellect or knowledge, but you're kind of missing out on some of the points that the anime is trying to tell you, or at least not even tell you, but just show you about people and human nature. Right. Now, I'm sure I had a third point. So we talked about animation, we talked about relationships, the politics and science and power. The third point, references. I think that's just about it. Akira is a reference, and as I said, it was one of the first movies to come out in the UK, and I think it was hugely famous, not really for what it was trying to say, but really for exploding guts and huge monsters, and that's really just silly, but whatever, marketing works, right? It's so watching it again 30 years, don't know how many years later, it's still really good. It's still really, really good, and you get a whole lot more out of it. You get a whole lot more out of what's happening with the characters, and then you see a lot of references from other sources to this movie. And of course, if you've been playing King of Fighters, you know exactly what I'm talking about. King of Fighters went so far as to actually take the voice actors from Canada and Tetsuya and put them into the game, and it's just mind-blowing. This anime is so ridiculously famous. It's like even if you don't like it, you just need to watch it just to say, yeah, I know that reference. It's just Akira. Who cares, man? Some old junky film, man. Who cares, man? But yeah. So just to recap, I think it's as I said, great movie to watch if you like art, if you're missing out on the old school and you think that the new 3D graphics are pretty good, but they don't, 3D graphics are great. No, they're just great. Everything's moving towards that because it's cheaper to make, cheaper to produce, and it's flexible. It's not as flexible as using a paintbrush and a pencil and a pen and putting dot by dot or drawing lines and stuff like that. You're not there yet. You can't put on all those details. You can't, right? Not yet. You will. Maybe one day you will. But watching this kind of level of illustrations, you remember this is like every frame is drawn. So you need to appreciate this. It's amazing, right? Animation and the art is wonderful, right, for Akira. Second point is, of course, the relationships, drama, and the politics it's so deep. I think you'll appreciate it a lot more now if you're older, or if you've watched a lot of actual relationship kind of stories and stuff like that, and politics as well, and just general stuff about people rather than just beating each other up. And thirdly, of course, just for the reference, just watch it, just to go, yeah, I've seen that, and you can be cool like every other anime fan. Yeah, we're all old people, we've seen everything. Yeah, so maybe I've missed something. Maybe there are other things you want to talk about. You can always leave a comment. And that's it from me. Jaded Reviews. Worth watching, Akira? Definitely. And if you don't like it, at least you've got the reference. All right, so that's enough for me. Got to plug the old SNK games coming up. They're moving on with SNK Heroines coming up hopefully by the end of summer. Plug for my t-shirts. I make stuff. Some of it's really awesome, actually, and I'm wearing one right now. I should tell you. Look at my shirt. Look at my shirt. It's amazing. It's somewhere there. Right. Pretty cool stuff, in my opinion. But hey, other people wear it as well. Because not just me, and also you can play King of Fighters 14. And if you really want to see that Akira reference in King of Fighters, you need to pick up King of Fighters 2001. And look out for K999 versus Kusanagi. Okay, so that's a little review done. I'll put up some more anime later, not illegally. Don't forget to watch this on Netflix. And it's even available with lots of different subtitles. Although, for some reason, I'm currently in Paris, and I've only got the French subtitles available, which is very annoying. But hey, there are ways around that. So anyway, thanks again. I'll see you guys next time.